Now on CoastTV News.
First snow in the first state. How neighbors are helping each other stay safe during the aftermath of the storm. Local organizers in Georgetown helping the homeless find a new home after the snowstorm. And freezing temperatures are making road conditions slick and dangerous. Plus, businesses on the coast, which stores were closed and which stayed open following the storm.
And as we didn't have enough to worry about, digging out from a foot of snow in Sussex County and bitterly cold wind chills, and now the winds are picking up to the point where we have gale wind warnings now in effect.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Snow keeping store doors shut and drivers off the road. Good evening, I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with some local businesses on the coast. After Monday's snowstorm caused many of the coastal businesses to close for the day, some reopened on Tuesday, hoping to see some people back. But as Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, there weren't too many shoppers throughout the day.
The calm after the storm is exactly what it looked like on the coast and at some shops and stores Tuesday as the continued snowy conditions kept most people at home.
This is the biggest snowfall I've seen since we've been here.
Most businesses on Rehoboth Ave and 2nd Street in Lewis were closed, and the ones that were open didn't see many customers.
Downtown was still pretty much a mess at 9 o'clock this morning.
Tracy Rosetto owns Critter Beach in Rehoboth.
People were walking around, checking out downtown, checking out the snow, but unfortunately nobody was really shopping or, ventured in to do any shopping into the store today.
Over in Lewis, Rod Pask with R&L Liquor was open both Monday and Tuesday and says he expects more and more customers as the week goes on.
It's going to pick up. I think DelDOT's they've done a great job on the roads. So yes, I think we'll see some more traffic this week until Saturday when I guess it's supposed to snow again.
Most of the stores and businesses I walked by Tuesday were closed, but I did get to visit a couple of them, and those business owners said that they think they're not seeing many customers because the road conditions are still too slippery. As more snow is expected to make its way to the coast this weekend, it might be a good idea to get any errands and shopping all out of the way ahead of time. In Lewis, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Now let's take a look at the roads from overnight and this morning. Conditions, they were dangerous yesterday during the snowfall, and tonight, they may look better, they may look more clear, but black ice is now a major concern.
This morning, the main roads seem pretty good. However, when you go into those developments, you got to be really careful. Some of them are plowed, some of them aren't, and if you're alone, there's a good chance you might get stuck, especially in a small car like this.
And here's a tip. If you ever have driven on the beach, I was told recently that driving in the snow is a lot like that, a lot like driving on the sand. You need to follow the tracks and to take it slow. And here we have some aerial footage of the snow from our drone. You can see Milton from above here. The town's colorful homes capped off with some white snow, lots of snow covering the trees and all the farmland. And this drone footage here was sent to us from our friend Eric Reifsnyder. You take a look at the Lewis Water Tower covered in snow and the Overfalls ship in Lewis docked on an icy canal. Students across Delmarva surely enjoying a second snow day today. This was Lewis Elementary School this morning. You can see all the snow there, especially there on top of the school buses. And we're going to take a live look outside now into Lewis and turn it to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, for a check on the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Christina. And we have to continue to be mindful that it's going to stay cold, although not quite as cold tomorrow morning, still cold enough to catch your attention, if you understand what I mean. At Rehoboth Beach, we're holding right now at 28 degrees with the winds gently blowing out to the north at about 2 to 3 miles per hour. Snowfall totals, just kind of recap in case you missed it earlier this evening. We had nearly 13 inches of snow. It actually fell in Bethel, 12.5 inches in Bridgeville, Milton, Millsboro, 12 in Seaford, 10.5 for us actually in Lewis. We had over 11 inches in Ellendale, 10 in Rehoboth Beach, 12 here in Milton, at Coast TV Studios. And also we had over 11 inches in Beltown as well as Lincoln, and 10 inches actually at Lewis Elementary. Now we're concerned about the winds coming out of the northwest at about 21 miles per hour. That's because we have gale wind warnings active from Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach, down to the Lewis Beach, Rehoboth, Indian Beach, Dewey Beach, all the way down towards Fenwick Island and Ocean City. So we're concerned about the winds. That's a part of it. Now we have another storm that's on the way this weekend. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Paul. And we saw lots of neighbors helping neighbors today around Sussex County. As Coast TV reporter Emma Aiken shows us, people came together to stay safe in the aftermath of this storm.
Snowmen and shoveling. That's the aftermath of the first snowstorm of the season on Delmarva. For 12-year-old Isaiah Andrews, this was his second year helping neighbors during times like this.
You know, she probably wouldn't be able to do this all on her own, so I'm glad to be able to help.
And the neighbor who he's helping, Karen Bierman, says that's exactly right.
The town has a rule that you have to clear your sidewalk in the first 24 hours, and I don't know that I could get this done without them.
DelDOT says as the temperatures continue to drop, that salt on the roads is going to be a little less effective and roads might be a little bit more icy, so to use extra caution when driving. John McGilveen has been working to clear his sidewalk in the aftermath of the storm.
The camaraderie's been good. Like my neighbors next door, we're really close. So I have a little electric snow shovel, so I lent it to them, and a snow blower down the street. They were helping people out. So I think people in general are pretty cool.
In the aftermath of this storm, it's not just sidewalks being cleared, but hearts being warmed by neighbors helping neighbors.
You're taking a look now at a temporary community building in Georgetown. It served as a shelter for many people during the winter storm. And while many prepped their cars and homes for the snow, some people had to leave their homes, which was just a tent in the woods. Coast TV reporter Zakia Jennings shows us how the homeless handled the storm and how you can help.
Food and water ready to grab for those who need it. Judson Malone at the Springboard Pallet Village has been helping to get the homeless out of the cold for days. Originally, temporary shelter was supposed to end Tuesday afternoon, but now
we're going to hold over until Monday, and then this Friday, First State Community Action Agency is going to send their case managers here. We're going to try to make further plans to help them get back on their feet.
They worked hand in hand with Jim Martin at the Shepherd's office in Georgetown, providing various necessities to those living in the heated temporary community building.
We specialize in food, clothing, and provisions. There's about maybe 20 campers out there where all the tents have collapsed under the weight of the snow, and now we're trying to get 20 tents right now. That's our goal for today.
For those facing homelessness, returning to their tents may take a while since they are now buried under the snow in the woods. These local organizations are working overtime to make sure people are able to return to some sort of normalcy after this snowstorm, but they are not doing it alone. Locals are dropping off coats and meals to help people stay safe and taken care of in this cold. In Georgetown, I'm Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
There are a lot of community centers here to help, such as Code Purple, to help provide overnight shelter for homeless people during this cold weather. And you can find locations in Rehoboth, Georgetown, Milford, Seaford, and Lewis, just to name a few. And we do have an article with all of the Code Purple hours and locations up on our website, coasttv.com. And talking about all this snow, let's go to our Coast TV poll now. We want to know, how do you feel about yesterday's snowstorm? Let's take a look at the results, and we've got some mixed answers. 54% loved it, 26% fine, but they're over it. 20% say they hated it. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can do that. We want to know what you think, so go over to coasttv.com or use our mobile app to vote. Moving on from the snow now, Delaware has a new governor for 2 weeks. Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long was sworn in today, and she'll be governor for the 2 weeks in between Governor Carney, who is now the mayor of Wilmington, and incoming Governor Matt Meyer. Hall Long says she's the nation's first nurse governor and touched on her Sussex County roots today.
You know what you learn about when you're on a farm? You know what you do? You show up every day. You work really hard, You got to do whatever you have to do, no matter what the hours. Yes, Mr. Secretary Bag is looking at me. And you know what the bottom line is? You care deeply about one another and you have one another's backs. And that's what Delaware has been about.
Hall Long says she intends to be a bridge between Carney and Myers administrations. Moving to national politics, the House of Representatives passed the Laken-Riley Act today. It would require undocumented migrants who commit certain nonviolent crimes like theft or burglary to be detained. The legislation is named after a Georgia college student who was killed by an undocumented immigrant who was previously arrested for theft. The Senate will likely take up the bill for the first time on Friday. Today, Washington turns its attention to the late President Jimmy Carter as his casket arrives in the nation's capital. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the journey taken to remember the 39th president who died last month at 100 years old.
A solemn journey to Washington today for the late President Jimmy Carter, who brought his signature smile to the White House in 1977 and left an impression well beyond his single presidential term, including on Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock.
How do you think the country can best remember him?
Jimmy Carter is an American hero and one of my favorite people. The man had a pure heart, and he's close to a saint. And what I'd like people to ask themselves is, how many politicians would you say that about?
Lawmakers will pay their respects when the casket arrives to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol before opening to the public tonight. But first, a stop at the Navy Memorial to honor the late president's submarine service. The trip through Washington recalling Carter's choice to become the first president to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue during his inaugural parade, a sign of the openness he hoped to bring to the White House, though his time there was marked by the Iran hostage crisis and a troubled economy at home. His public service continued in the nation's longest post-presidency.
I have been reflecting on how, even after he left the White House, he had such an impact here in the United States and around the world.
Former President Carter built homes for the poor with Habitat for Humanity and championed global humanitarian causes alongside his wife and confidant, Rosalind Carter. He celebrated his 100th birthday in October, now capped by tributes to a life that began on a Georgia peanut farm and ended with a reach across the globe. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Former President Carter will lie in state at the Capitol, open to the public until Thursday morning. There will be a funeral procession service for him at Washington National Cathedral, and President Biden called Thursday a day of national mourning. And don't go anywhere. We still have more news to get into this evening. Still ahead, we take a trip to the dog park during this snowstorm and see how some of our furry friends enjoyed the snow. And next, snow people popping up around Delaware. We show you the best creations we found.
And as far as what to expect, we're to be digging out from over a foot of snow. Bitterly cold wind chills are on tap for us. And then we're going to be bracing for what's happening on Saturday. Another snowstorm for the coast on Saturday. We'll be back.
Check out the newest strength equipment at Planet Fitness. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're trying new machines in the new year.
We're building new muscles.
Finding new face.
New focus.
New bench. Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in? Join the club today. Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
We are going to continue to stay in the grips of this crazy cold weather, dealing with teen or even single-digit wind chills, and that's before we roll up on another snowstorm by Saturday. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Stick around. It's going to be quite a ride, all right? Our Tendo's Casual Furniture camera in Laurel highlighted that, hey, it's still very snowy, very icy all over the place in Laurel, and we are staying in the 20s. Now, we're going to really kind of tumble right into the lower 20s, like 23 degrees by 3 o'clock this morning or tomorrow morning with partly cloudy skies. Generally speaking, I mean, for us, it's been like 3 years since we dealt with this kind of snow, and we're looking at back-to-back storm systems. And someone asked me, well, is this similar to the pattern for those who were here in 2010? Not quite that bad, but that frequency, yeah, we're looking at that as of right now for the beginning of this season. But I don't think it's going to last until February, March. But of course, time will tell. Wind gust, a big concern for us right now. 39 mile per hour wind gust in Easton. We had a 37 mile per hour wind gust in Cambridge and Salisbury. 35 mile per hour wind gust in Ocean City. Right now, the winds are pushing out of the northwest. A 20 mile per hour wind gust is active right now in Indian River Inlet, but we're expecting the winds to get progressively worse. And because the winds are indeed so active, we are only feeling like, or the feels like temperatures 20, for example, in Georgetown. It feels like 19 Indian River Inlet, 22 is what it feels like in Ocean City. The reason why it's so breezy and we're expecting it to get worse, because we're under a gale wind warning. When I mention gale wind warnings, we're talking about 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts occasionally. That's holding true for us from Ocean Pines, Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague as well. And we actually have that same concern for us throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. A trough is to our west, but now right here, we're starting to see some very icy and cold advisories and all that stuff. All that stuff is just kind of skipping right over the Cleveland area. We're starting to enjoy, I say that tongue-in-cheek, to enjoy like Cleveland-like air. Yeah, just cold. It's going to start off feeling like 14 tomorrow, and it's going to rise to 19, and I'm going to say maybe, because we might not even be that lucky. We're going to need a good deal of sunshine for it to feel that good. You see, the wind chill factor is going to stay in the teens most of the afternoon, but mainly 15, which is why I had, to hedge my bets on how it's going to feel. Then we're going to drop down to single digits briefly on Thursday. Then we're back into the teens by the afternoon. Now, I'm showing you 4 o'clock in the afternoon because that's when it's supposed to be the warmest. And then by Friday morning, we're back to the single digits once again. We have 2 possible tracks for a storm that's heading our way. One could march more of a beeline path and then slowly ease its way towards us, where the back end of this storm system won't be so close to us. That's track number 1, with some accumulating snow, 1 to maybe 3 inches of snow. But to be honest, where I would hedge my bets and where I would place my money, scenario number 2, and that's the one I'm going to go over in great detail. See, the GFS model, the American model, it's fancy meteorological talk, but the American model is indicating that we're looking for the storm to push across and stay online and on land till we get to, let's say, Hatteras, North Carolina, and then curve and then just park itself just perfectly where the back end of this will begin to throw some extra snow our way, setting up a perfect nor'easter type pattern. And see, when you have that, you've got that extra moisture that's coming here smacking into this cold air. So the backside effect produces more snow overnight Friday going into Saturday, where it's really going to kick off Saturday morning, particularly around 4 o'clock. And this is the scenario that could bring us between 5 to 8 inches of snow. That's the one I'm banking on, because when I take a close look at this, you see how we're looking at the deeper purples with that steady zonal flow, west to east flow. Still more snow for us even by Saturday afternoon. And even as we go into, let's say, until we get to like 6:30, we have that opportunity for snow for an extended period of time. So that's why I'm banking on more than less. Tonight, icy spots on the road. They are dangerous. I'm driving a truck and I'm sliding over it. And I'm from Indiana and I'm the weatherman. So that lets you know something. It's really slick out there. 31 for tomorrow. And then on Thursday, very breezy. Wind chill factor between 4 and 18. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. A first alert, well, at least a yellow alert day for Saturday storm.
Thank you again, Paul. Well, a quick but very important reminder from the Salisbury Fire Department. While clearing away snow, officials say homeowners are asked to keep snow and ice 4 feet away from fire hydrants, this helping the hydrants be easily accessible. And due to the snowstorm, the town of Georgetown delayed their trash and recycling pickup by 1 day. It will now be picked up Saturday, January 11th. And let's check out the snow in some different areas of Sussex County. First, we've got a snowman for you to look at. This one here is in Milton. The snow, not too bad there in Milton. People in Milton making the most of their snow day. Very cute. Coming up next, a new rule about medical debt and your credit score. We have the details you need to know.
We're looking for our first house. We're growing a family. The Parker Group and our realtor, Jen, they were great. Helped us get our first home. That was a very smooth, easy process, especially for our first time. Family expanded a little bit more. We went right to the Parker Group because how easy it was first time. And before we knew it, here we are in our next home and we love it.
Our experience with the Parker Group was seamless.
Our realtor and the Parker Group was almost like a family in a way. They were there for us when we needed them. That was a big thing.
100% we would go with the Parker Group again.
Go Glass. Repair, replace, upgrade, or enhance. Go Glass is your go-to for everything glass, friendly and fast. From our Infinity insulated glass windows that we bake right here on Delmarva, to auto glass, and from shower doors to beautiful glass railings, even screen porches and patio doors. Go Glass is your one-stop shop for everything glass, friendly and fast. Online at go-glass.com. We're proud to be Delmarva's #1 glass company. Go Glass.
Hey, I'd like to tell you a secret that most roofing contractors wouldn't want you to know. Did you know that some contractors buy their credentials and pass the cost on to you? Not only that, but your prorated warranties are paid for by you, the customer, up front. At Callaway, we don't pay for our status, so you get the same quality roof at a lower price. When you need a new roof, make sure you get a quote from Callaway Corporations and see why Callaway is the easy choice. Call now for your free estimate.
Callaway Corporations, installing roofs in Delmarva for over 20 years.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton, trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. But it's not just about unbeatable prices. It's about superior service before, during, and after each sale too. Visit us today, and remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
In Lewis, we saw this 1-year-old puppy gallivanting in yesterday's leftover snow. Cody and his owner were found playing at the Lewis Dog Park Tuesday afternoon. But while this pup was having the time of his life, his owner says he was ready for a trip somewhere warmer.
Oh, I'm not a fan of the snow. I hate the snow. In fact, we should be in Florida right now.
Yeah, seems like many people have a kind of love-hate relationship with the snow. In regional news tonight, this is what remains of a shed in Wicomico County off the 3000 block of Stockyard Road. The Maryland State Fire Marshal saying there was no one in this 400-foot shed while it was on fire this morning just after 9:30. Officials say the cause is still under investigation. New today, some Americans with medical debt could soon get a boost on their credit scores. Leading up to his final days in office, President Biden is finalizing a rule that will end the addition of medical debt on credit reports. If Congress doesn't rescind the rule, about 15 million people will have an estimated $49 billion removed from their scores. That's according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Coming up in sports tonight, with high school sports still sidelined by the snow, DSN's Luke Milai takes a look at where the top basketball teams on the peninsula stand. And next, Meta shakes up its misinformation policies. Big changes. We'll tell you about it coming up.
Not going to be seeing a golf forecast because the golf course has still got a lot of snow on it. So let's take a look at the beach. And it's cold there as well.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Maryland's coast in Worcester County has many small businesses to explore and support in our naturally fun towns. Pocomoke City, Snow Hill, Berlin, Ocean Pines, and Ocean City offer excellent shopping and dining. Galleries, boutiques, toys, home decor, and more. There's something for everyone. Looking for a bite to eat? Check out the local restaurants that are sure to please everyone. From breweries, farm to table, and nightlife, we have it all. To learn more about shopping and dining in Maryland's naturally fun towns, go to visitmarylandscoast.org.
This is a freaking lousy crawl space.
Hey FLC, I've got a freaking lousy crawl space.
If you have excess moisture under your home or even standing water, you probably have mold. And if you have ductwork, you have a delivery system for that mold directly into your house. This is a freaking lousy crawl space.
This is a floofing lousy crawl space.
If you want to take your crawl space from lousy to lovely, call FLC.
At Puppies R Us, the pups are all tuckered out after the holidays. So now is the perfect time to ring in the new year with a new pup from Puppies R Us. To celebrate, we've extended our Christmas sale, so come in now and save $300 off a new puppy, plus 20% off all accessories and a free bag of Canada puppy food. Happy New Year from family-owned Puppies R Us in Bridgeville, where we put the puppies before us.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton, trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. But it's not just about unbeatable prices. It's about superior service before, during, and after each sale too. Visit us today, and remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
2025 came to Delmarva with a bang.
Take this Monday seriously.
With the first major winter storm of the year.
Roads are snow covered and slick. Best to stay home.
And the CoastTV First Alert Weather Team was there every step of the way. Across TV, radio, online, and social.
We have snow-covered roads pretty much the entire peninsula.
Guiding, informing, protecting. This year and beyond, we've got you covered. CoastTV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Expansive new changes will impact the content that millions of Facebook, Instagram, and Threads users see going forward. As Laura Aguirre explains, the timing and the reasoning behind these changes is getting mixed reaction along party lines.
It's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram.
Sweeping changes are coming to Meta.
We're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US.
The move marks a stunning reversal on Meta's misinformation policies.
What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far.
In 2016, the company launched an independent fact-checking program to address concerns and claims that foreign actors were using its platforms to spread disinformation and discord among Americans.
But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created.
There could also be another reason.
Do you think he's directly responding to the threats that you have made to him in the past? Probably. Yeah, probably.
Other changes, Meta has named outspoken Trump supporter and UFC CEO Dana White to its board. And prominent Republican Joel Kaplan, already a vice president within Meta, was promoted to a new role overseeing global affairs effective immediately.
I think in the social media world, the political bias got very, very heavy. They acknowledge it.
There's a balance to protect our First Amendment rights. But when you take away the guardrails and you see the far-right connections here, it's a great concern.
The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
New today, folk singer Peter Yarrow, writer of the timeless classic Puff the Magic Dragon, and one-third of the legendary 1960s trio Peter, Paul, and Mary, has died. He was 86. Yarrow died in New York City, his publicist confirmed to NBC News years after a bladder cancer diagnosis.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
While the winter sports season on Delmarva has come to a screeching halt due to the weather, there's still plenty to look forward to. On the hardwood, these are the top teams to watch in the Henlopen Conference when games do resume later this week. On the girls' side, don't look past the Seaford Blue Jays. This group represented the Henlopen South last season and returned its top two stars in Amira Tingle and Kamira Cornish-Bain. Their biggest challenge will come in the stretch run, with 5 of their final 6 games on the road, which is why it's crucial for those veterans leading the way. And on the boys' side, the ECHS Hornets have flown right into the thick of the Henlopen South picture. This group went a respectable 12-8 last season, but have rolled so far. The Hornets are 4-0 against Henlopen teams, including a big home win over last year's Henlopen South champs, the Seaford Blue Jays. Eli Johnson is the guy who fuels this team on both ends, but don't forget about Tristan Hack from the outside and Robert Lawrence Mumford on the interior. This is a well-rounded group that can make some noise in the Henlopen South. And make sure to download the DSN app and subscribe to DSN Plus so you can stay up to date on all of the winter sports action as we roll through January. We'll keep you updated on those two teams to watch as well. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on CoastTV.
Mom, you have my lunchbox? I have your
What if your morning is just easier? At Wawa,
Good morning.
it is. With everything you need to get your day moving. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Ready to upgrade your drive? Visit buyatoyota.com or scan this QR code and start your journey today. Check out a Corolla, very affordable with unmatched efficiency and tech that keeps up with you. Your new Corolla is waiting with deals just a click away, like low 4.99% APR financing or lease across for just $259 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
At Delaware Electric Cooperative, safety is our top priority, and we need your help to keep employees safe. When you see our team working along area roadways, please slow down and move over. Delaware law requires drivers to reduce speed and move over when approaching working utility vehicles. If you can't move into other lanes, drive at least 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. Do your part to make sure our crews go home safe to their families every day. Slow down. Move over. It's the law.
The world's #1 selling farm tractor. Easy to operate and more powerful than your average tractor. Mahindra tractors. Push more, pull more, lift more. With more torque and lower engine maintenance, Mahindra tractors are rugged and tough. We know how much you love your land, so we want you to love your tractor. Get your next Mahindra tractor today. Southern States of Milford, improving farming and improving life. Rooted since 1948.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton, trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. But it's not just about unbeatable prices. It's about superior service before, during, and after each sale too. Visit us today, and remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Right now, Wawa Rewards members can get any size hot coffee for $1, or any size iced coffee for $2, or a 16-ounce Monster Energy for $3. So why aren't you a Wawa Rewards member yet? Join and redeem your bonus offers today.
The Ocean City Police Department had quite a fun snow day yesterday. This was over in Washington, D.C. The department was standing by to help if needed as the election results were certified. Luckily, they were able to enjoy the snow, and there's nothing more fun than a snowball fight.
Yeah. So we take a look at our Cambridge shot right now. We have a lot of snow just right there on the deck, just evidence of the tremendous amount of snow that we've been dealing with the last few days. 30 degrees right now, and we're going to drop down to 25 by 3 o'clock with mostly clear skies there. Our umbrella winner, Nancy Terranova of Millsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a phone call away, sponsored by Brockstead, Mandelas, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your 10-day forecast. So keep in mind, we have a snowstorm that's targeting us for Saturday morning. It could possibly bring about 5 inches of snow our way. We're still watching the track to see if it indeed verifies. But right now, we're looking pretty confident thus far.
Okay, thanks so much, Paul. And thanks to you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. If you're looking for some more local news, more local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's up next, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.